Hi, everyone. Today's podcast, we're going to talk to my friend Ryan
Hey,
and his journey with God and his
life,
sexuality. Um,
all of the above.
I started this podcast because I feel that in life, when we pass, the only thing we have is memories. And I feel that music and comedy, which I have my favorite comedian right here and
Got
his
my
favorite
favorite
artist,
artist.
they save your life sometimes when you go through like deep, I guess, situations where you feel like you can't come out of something.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always someone that's experiencing your life or that can guide you or who's already experienced
Mm-hmm.
something you haven't that can
Mm-hmm.
show you like the way to deal with certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
So this podcast is dedicated to my mother who passed away 3 years ago. And yeah, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Well, I'm Ryan Marston, 24 years old. Um, Grew up in Rancho my whole life. Was born in San Antonio in Upland, like 5 minutes from where I live now. I have three siblings. I'm a middle child. Um, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad is a detective for LAPD, which is kind of crazy. Um, and yeah, I played a lot of sports growing up. Um, Trying to think of other things about myself.
Do you want to start with
Yeah,
your experience with the religious side?
ooh, yeah. So I grew up Catholic. Um, Grew up going to church every Sunday, and then once I started catechism classes, that was every Wednesday. Um, so my dad doesn't like adhere to any religion, but my mom's family is Catholic growing up, so he kind of let my mom take over on that aspect. Because my mom's family was really strong about like religion and stuff. It was definitely a very religious. We were definitely a very religious family. Um,
Right.
and so once I started catechism classes, that was with my older brother. We did those together. Um, and we started those when we were probably around like 7 or 8. And then we did them until we were like 12 and 13. So it was around like a few years. Um, and I honestly really liked it. Like had a lot of friends in the classes. Like I got to do it with my brother. So it was like, you know, it was a shared experience that we had. Um, and yeah, so it was a really like I always had a great experience with like going to church and everything. I never really found it that boring and stuff. So yeah, I always really like religion was religion going to church. That was never like a problem for me. But when I started to realize that I was gay, I was like, oh, religion maybe doesn't accept me. Well, the religion that I had grown up in, I was like, well, they tell me that I'm gonna burn in hell for being this way, and it was like, okay, so that's a really interesting,
But
like,
did you believe that?
I did, yeah, because we were told, like, you were told it,
Right.
like when you're going through like the Old Testament and stuff, you're always being
Judged.
judged, and you're always you're always learning about how, like, there's all these different things in the Bible that
Right.
are punishable by like going to hell or whatever. Um,
But how do you feel about that? Do you think that
now,
yeah.
now I feel like I don't know. I don't really believe in like I don't really believe in a hell where you're eternally like damned for what you did in your mortal life. I think that like God created us all in His image, and I think He created us all flawed for a reason. So my dad is actually he's what's it called when you don't follow a specific religion? What?
Atheists?
No, he's not atheist. Oh, there's a word for it. Somebody find the word for us.
Okay, well.
But so like what's the word? He doesn't have like a denomination. Like he doesn't really like believe in anything specific.
So he's
Um,
spiritual.
yeah, he's spiritual.
Right.
But my mom's family was Catholic, so my mom kind of took the reins on that. Like she was like, our kids are gonna
Right.
grow up with some sort of like spirit spirituality or religion. And so I went to St. Peter, St. Paul
Mm-hmm.
in Rancho. That was my church. And I ever since I think I started classes when I was probably around like 7 or 8. That's when I started my um, catechism. That's the word. That's the word that it's called. Like the catechism classes when you're doing your first communion, you have to do confession. Did you do
Right.
confession?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so weird to me.
I know, and I did my first communion. So yeah, I do remember that.
Were you baptized too?
I do. Yeah, I was.
When were you baptized? Were you
I
baptized
was
as a
little.
baby? Or... See, I was baptized when I was like 13. Isn't
Wow.
that kind of weird?
No, I think everyone.
I
has
did it like
their-
all at the same time. Like
Yeah.
during the same mass, it was like I did baptism, first communion, and confirmation. I
Right.
did like all of them. Um, but yeah, so I used to have church every Sunday, class every Wednesday for catechism. Me and my brother did it together. My older brother. You've never met my older brother.
No.
You've only met Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we did that together. We got godparents out of that. You know, that's how like you.
Right.
Or is that during baptism that you get godparents? Is that
But
what
you
it
can
is?
get them like I think with anything confirmation.
Yeah. So my godparents are. My godmother is my mom's like best friend from college. Like,
Aw.
they live next. We live next to each other.
Right.
Like we're like one house apart from each other.
Aw.
So there's my god family is like my neighbors.
Right.
So I feel like I always had a really like positive, like, I don't know, like with like church and stuff. Like I always liked church. I never like hated it or anything.
Mhm.
But I think like as I started to realize that, that I was gay, I was like, oh, wait, I don't think my religion would accept me like being this way.
Right.
And I feel like that was probably around. I feel like that probably started around like middle school, and that
Mhm.
was probably like right when I was finishing. Yeah, because I got confirmed in 2013, so I would have been 12. Yeah, so
Did you know then that you were gay?
yeah.
Okay. So how did you know you were gay?
You know, that's a good question. I think, like, I try to pinpoint it to. Oh, I know. I'm so ADHD, and
It's okay.
I always like to be playing with things, so I need to keep my hands to myself. I always try and like pinpoint it down to like when it happened, but like I feel like it's hard to pinpoint it to one moment. But I think definitely like when I was like in middle school on like sports teams with guys, and I was like, oh, I was like, it's like I think I'm way more attracted to guys than girls. I was like, because like at the time, like I like all of my friends were girls. Growing up in elementary school and stuff, all my friends were girls. Every single one of them.
Till this point, they're
Till
still
this
girls.
point,
Yeah.
honestly,
I
till
mean, we're
this
really
point.
good friends, so
yeah,
yeah.
Like, but like when I think about it, it's just I have a whole bunch of girlfriends.
Right.
And then I have like 2 guy friends, and they're both like gay, so that doesn't really count. So, and I feel like I always knew that I liked like, I don't know, like more like feminist stuff. Like I like to like, you know.
Dress up a little bit more.
Yeah,
take
like
care of
I
your-
like to take
yeah.
care of myself. I liked to like, I don't know. I wasn't like super into like roughhousing. I didn't like. I liked sports a lot. I really loved the like
What'd you
competitive. I played growing up, like when I was like younger. I played baseball, soccer. Yeah, those were my 2 like growing up. I did those 2 mainly.
Right.
And then in high school, that's when I got introduced to water polo. And I did water polo and swim in high school. So I did water polo in the fall, soccer in the winter, and swim in
So you were
the
always
spring.
active.
Always. And I loved that. I loved always being active and like,
Right.
but I was never like super macho. I never like had that mentality that so many of the guys had like in sports, where it was just like, oh, you just want to like beat each other up and blah blah blah. Like I was never into that, and I knew that from early on, and I knew that I was always more like, I don't know, like I liked to chat like with adults. Like my mom always said that I was like, I was never like around kids my own age. Like I always just wanted to like hang out with the adults, and like, so I think I was always like super in touch with like what I like with myself from an early age. I think my personality kind of like came out as a really like came out in an early age, and I think that like I don't know, I've always had that like kind of like more flamboyant personality.
Yeah.
And I think that's, I mean, that's not how I knew that I was gay, but I was like, you know, I like, you know, I'm adhering more towards that, and it was like, yeah, I do find guys attractive, so, but I didn't really, so like I probably had my first like gay experiences like probably like right at the start of high school. I feel like freshman year, that's when I had like my first like kind of gay experience, and it was like nothing. It was like, you know, like cuddling. Like it was
Yeah.
like, you know, like I didn't like do really anything until I had a boyfriend. Until I got a
Right.
boyfriend. But I remember like those like instances happening and being like, oh yeah, this is like confirming it for me. Because like at the time, like I had girlfriends and stuff. Like
Really?
yeah,
How was that?
it was fine. Like I I don't know. I always had really hot girlfriends, so like I always was like I don't know, like I always like I was like, yeah, like they're pretty. Like I really like them.
Right.
But I never did anything with them. I'm
Did you kiss? Obviously. You
yeah,
kissed them.
like I would kiss them, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And like hold hands, you know.
Did you ever tell any of them like, "Oh, I love you," or no?
Mm,
Or it was just kind of like, "Oh," like you think
did
girls are
I?
attractive,
I
right?
do.
But you're not like sexually attracted.
No, cuz because I see some girls and I'm like dang, like if I was straight, like I would be after them. Like I don't know, like I've always been like a I don't know. I've always loved appreciating like women's beauty.
Right.
Like I think girls are so pretty, and I think they're all beautiful, and like I don't know. They're beautiful inside and out. But guys are just like ugh. Guys are ugly, but it's like ugh, why am I attracted to them? Like
I think a lot of men are attracted, like they're handsome, you know.
yeah.
They have their
yeah.
own like little thing.
Yeah, but
that
girls are
makes
so
them...
pretty, and I've always been like, ugh, why can't I be straight? That was always my thing. It was like, why can't I be straight? Why can't I just be normal? And I think that's what I like dealt with growing up a lot, was just like suppressing that side of me.
Yeah.
It was like I always like I didn't want anyone to know. Like that was like if somebody were to find out that I were gay, like that I was gay, then it was like the end of the world to me. That's what I like always thought. But like that whole mindset changed once I had somebody. That was kind of the factor that changed all of it for me. Was like, okay, like none of that, not that like none of it matters, because I definitely like, so I got my first boyfriend and only boyfriend I've ever had when I was 16. This
Right.
was junior year of high school, and I feel like since then it's still like a journey with like dealing with your sexuality and dealing with, you know, life as a gay person. So
Right.
but I think once I had somebody to share it with, once I had like that person to be like, oh, I have somebody that I actually do really like, and somebody that I want like to be in my life.
Right.
And that like made it more comfortable for me to be like, okay, like I do want people to know that I have someone that I really like. But I didn't get the liberty of like being able to like tell my parents on my own volition. Like they had to find out, and I think that's how like a lot of people just found out. I didn't get to like really
Come out on
I
your
didn't
own?
get to. I didn't get to like
Right.
and I remember once this was senior year, my this was like an ex-girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
This was an ex-girlfriend. She found out
Okay.
that I had been hooking up with
Your partner.
Jay.
Your partner. Your partner. And then.
And she like proceeded to tell the whole school.
Oh no.
Yeah. So then like I had like friends coming up to me, or like people that I didn't even know, or just like they were acquaintances, being like, oh, like you and you know who, and I'm like, how do you know this? It's like, how'd you find out this information?
Do you think she
And I
said
was like,
that
"Oh."
because she was still like
Yeah.
in love with
Oh,
you
of
or
course,
something?
of course, she was obsessed with me. She
I
was
mean, who wouldn't be obsessed with you? You're like gorgeous.
I don't need
Come
to hear
on,
that.
Hello.
Oh, but yeah, I think like I didn't really get to tell like my own story when like in high school and stuff. But now when I think about it now, it's like none of that shit mattered.
No.
None of that. Are we gonna cuss on here? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You already did.
True.
Whatever.
We can bleep it out, or I'll
I don't think it
censor
matters.
myself. True, I don't think it does. We're gonna get demonetized. I know. What if you start getting ads? what if people want to start supporting you, sponsoring you?
When did you come out to your parents? Or well, obviously
Well,
they already found out. So then what happened?
They found out the summer going into senior year,
Right.
And they were like, so like, my parents are very conservative and very religious and very like traditional. You know, the they're not the most like open-minded people. So when they first found out, it was like hell on earth for me. It was like, you can't be doing that in this house. Like, you need to, you know, like, you can do that, you can act on that whenever you're not living here, but as long as you live under this roof, like, you're not going to act on that. And I was like, okay. So, and at the time, like, I had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
I had fallen in love already. Like,
right.
that was already the case. And they were telling me, like, oh, you have to break up with him. Like, you can't be with somebody. And I was like, oh, okay, perfect.
So how did you feel when they said that?
Awful. It felt like, it was like, okay, wow, like, it confirmed like all my fears, because my fears were that, you know, if I tell anybody that I'm gay, that they're gonna have some like bad feeling about it and like not, you know, not want to support me anymore, not want to like love me or not want to be my friend. Because that also happened with my best friend of 6 years. When he found out that I was gay, he dropped me.
Wow.
So like, I feel like I've had a lot of like bad experiences with coming out. Like,
yeah.
That's been like a very like rough part of my life, is like people finding that out about me. But it was never just, it was more of just like, I didn't want it to become the thing that, like, the only thing that people thought about me for, because it was like, yes, I'm gay, but I'm also like so many other things.
Of
like,
course.
I'm still the same person that they knew before. And that's like, that was the hard part, was that like so many people that I told, it like changed everything for them. And it was like, why is this changing your whole view of me? Like, I'm just telling you a new aspect of my life that you didn't know before. So
I think some people, they don't know how to handle that.
Most people don't, I don't think. Yeah.
And so,
when I think about like my parents' generation and stuff, like,
right,
like there wasn't like, it wasn't as like normal as it is now to be gay. So it's like, that's why like whenever I think at the time, and I think for a couple years, I was really hard on them.
mm-hmm.
I was like, why aren't you understanding this? Why aren't you letting me be like this? Like, why can't you just like accept me?
Right.
But I think like now, as I've gotten older, it's like, you know, they didn't really have the tools to like know how to deal with like a gay son. Like, that just wasn't given to people like my parents' age. So I try not to be hard on them nowadays.
Ever lost anybody?
Yeah, I have. So we'll talk about my mom's side. So my mom's side is like, there's a lot of us on my mom's side.
Yeah.
So my great grandparents, they had 6 kids. So my grandma, she has 5 siblings. And they all had like 3 to 4 kids, like each of them. So I have like a lot of like, they're not like first cousins, but they're like second cousins, you know, like, it's like my whole mom's side, we were all super close, and we're all like, it all felt like one big family. Like, anytime like we're doing Easter, we're doing like birthdays, we're doing Christmas, we're doing Thanksgiving, we're doing like, we would do everything together pretty much. And so I had this one cousin, his name was Tyler. He was maybe like, I'm trying to think of how much older he was than me. Maybe like 7 or 8 years older than me. Mm-hmm. So he was like growing up, like, he was always like one of the older cousins, you know what I mean? Like, somebody that like I definitely like looked up to. Somebody like we called him the ray of light in our life and our family. Like, he had the biggest smile ever. He was super musically talented. He would write like these like amazing songs just from like, it's just him and his guitar. Like, he was a really big bright light in all of our lives.
Right.
And when he played hockey, he played ice hockey, and one time when he was playing ice hockey, he broke his jaw really bad, and they gave him OxyContin for it, and he got hooked to that. He like the minute that he was off of Oxy, like he was going to like heroin, he was going to like all of the opiates that you could go to, and it was hard on all of us because we were like, this is like somebody who has such a bright like future ahead of them, and somebody that's like an amazing person in our life, and it was like, how could somebody like that get like wrapped up into that world, you know what I mean? But it wasn't his fault. He got prescribed it from his doctor when he was recovering from his jaw surgery. So he did get sober. Like he was able to be clean for a while. He had just gotten, he was with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend was pregnant, and this was my junior year, or 2016. When was that? I think that was sophomore year. This was actually sophomore year of high school. This was, oh god, almost 10 years ago now. That's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, that's crazy. He overdosed.
Wow.
And he was on life support. He was brain dead. And this was on like a Saturday or Sunday, because I remember we were going to one of my soccer games, and my mom gets a call from my Aunt Becky. My Aunt Becky's it's her aunt, so it's one of my grandma's sisters.
Right.
She calls my mom, and she's telling her that like Ty was at the hospital, blah 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 blah, and like my parents don't show emotion. I've seen my dad cry once, and that was at his mom's funeral, and I've seen my mom cry like maybe a couple of times, and this was one of the times. And I played in the game, and my parents went to the hospital, and one of my friends took me home from the game. But that was like such a weird feeling. It was like, oh, like Tyler's in the hospital, like he'll be fine, like, because we didn't know any of the severity of it yet. I was like, oh yeah, like everything will be fine. And like, I don't know if it was that night or the next night, I ended up going to the hospital because they were gonna take him they were gonna pull the plug, like the next day or something. And I was the only one out of my siblings to go visit him. I think it was really hard for honestly anyone in our family to see him like in that state, because like the minute that I walked into the room and like saw him like in his hospital bed, it was like it wasn't even him anymore. Like he looked so pale, like there was no smile on his face, like it was so like oh my god, like he is really like not
Gonna make it.
Yeah, it was like, wow, like this is what I'm dealing with.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I was like 15 or 16 at the time, and I had not dealt with anything like that at that point yet. Like I had no form of like losing somebody, like so it was so weird because it was somebody that was so close to us. And I remember just walking into that room and immediately crying and just being like, wow, this is real. And like, and it's not just me that's crying, it's like I'm seeing everyone in my family like devastated.
Well, yeah.
And my family is the type of family where like we don't show emotion, we're strong, we persevere through everything, like, but I saw this like single-handedly like take down my family. Like after they pulled the plug and he was like dead and like he had passed away and everything, like the way that my family like interacted after was so, everything changed. Every single part of like the family dynamic changed, and it was like so crazy to think that like one person has like that big of an impact like on the family. And so yeah, that was like the first time of me like dealing with somebody that like was really close to us, and like it's like, wow, like he could be gone just like that.
Right.
Like all it took was one time for him to overdose, you know what I mean? Like out of all the times that he did heroin, and out of all the times that he was doing these drugs, like it was one time where there was too much fentanyl in it. It was fentanyl that killed him.
Yeah. That's sad.
So yeah, it was awful. It's horrible because he's not the only one that's gone through that. It's thousands of it happens to thousands and thousands of people every year in the U.S. And it's like like I've written like now like 2 or 3 research papers on
Fentanyl
and opioid addiction, and like how like how the pharmacy companies like just profit so much off of like these patients that end up dying because you get them hooked on something. um, so I feel like it, as much as it was like an awful thing to happen like in our life, like it really opened up my eyes to be like, wow, like we have to take care of like we have to take care of people, because he was such a bright light in our life and was such like a, it was like you couldn't even think of like Tyler like not having a smile on his face or not being like the person that he was. It was so like he was so consistent and so, but I think that that's also like that puts a lot of strain on people when you like put them like on a pedestal that high. I see that happen I think so many times to people, but um like yeah, losing him was definitely a big part of like how I see death and how I see like that now, because
So how do you see death now?
like I see so much of him like everywhere. It's so crazy. Like, and I've lost both of my great grandparents now, but I was lucky enough to have my great grandparents in my life. For like my great grandpa died when I was like maybe like 18 or 19, and then my great grandma probably when I was like 21. I think I was 21. So like I had them in my life most like
That's
most
you're
of,
lucky because I never met
so
my
lucky.
great
Yes,
grandparents.
so lucky. So but and that's why I think losing them too was like a big, that was like a big thing. But now like how I see it is like a lot of things happen in threes with me. Like I've seen like a lot of signs that happen in threes, and it's sometimes I think it's like those three, because those are like the three that I've really like, those are the three people in my life that I've lost and that I've really cared about. So like three's a really lucky number for me. um there's I it's so weird. I had this moment like when I go on my runs, I like to, like a lot of times it's like a moment to pray for me, or a moment like to be grateful or
Right.
sit in like gratitude. And I remember I was like I was having a really hard time. I think it was after my breakup, and I was like just like really like looking for strength, because I really needed like I was I on my runs I really just like to be like, hey God, like I'm here, I could really use you right now. Like give, like all I need is a sign, like
Right.
from
Yeah.
like just like a sign to keep going, or just like to keep like being myself. And it's so funny, there's this, I had my headphones on because you know I'm always listening to my music.
Right.
And there's this one song by Lana Del Rey, and she says in it, it's like, all I need is three white butterflies to give me a sign that you're still here. It's, and that song is about like calling on your ancestors to like give you strength and stuff. And I was listening to that song, and that line pops up with the three butterflies, and three butterflies like had just like flown by me, and I started crying. It was like, and this was recently, so this was like this, it was like a huge like revelation. I was like, oh,
That's totally
like that's
a
not a
sign.
coincidence.
No,
Like
that's a sign from the afterlife that they're letting you know that they're there.
yeah. And I think that was really like, because I always saw like Tyler as somebody that was really strong. Like he had to, like pushing through an addiction like that. Like that is, most people like can't get through it. And you know like it ended up getting him in the end, of
Right.
course. But he was so strong to even push through, like being sober and being like, he was like ready to be a dad. Like he
Yeah.
and his girlfriend did have that kid, and I see so much of him in that kid, which is like, thank God like
Aw.
he had that kid, because
Right.
like there's
Yeah.
still something to see of him, you know, like he's
Mhm.
still around.
Of course.
But yeah, seeing those three white butterflies like really like, oh, it was so, and it like the line in the song is three white butterflies, in three white butterflies like
Wow.
popped up, and I was like, oh, that's them. Like
Yes,
like
that's them.
that's God, or like I don't
That's
like
a
it's them
sign.
or it's God. It's like it's something that's like, okay,
I love that.
I'm doing the right thing.
Yes, you are.
I'm on the right track. I just need to keep pushing on, and I need to keep being myself, and
Yep.
giving myself to everybody too. So yeah, I think after losing my childhood dog too, that was
Yeah.
that one, I think that may have affected me the most, like short term. I think like when he died, like I wasn't good for like a good couple months. Like That was.
Well, they're like your little son or daughter,
They
you know.
are. No, they're your everything. They're your
Yeah.
son. They're your best friend.
They're
They're
so
like,
loyal.
they're so loyal. You can like, they're there for you through
Right.
everything. Like, I remember losing Charlie and just being like, what is life? Like, how am I supposed to go on like with him out, like without him here? Like, that was our first dog. Like, but it took a toll on all of us. Like, I like
Yeah.
my whole family. Like, it affected all of us because
Yeah.
like we loved him so much. But I think that's the thing with like death is that I'm trying to embrace is that like death is just like it's just another step in our journey. Like,
It is.
it's not goodbye forever.
No.
We I think we live many lives beyond the one that we live here, and whether it's reincarnation or whether it's um like being able to send signs from heaven, whatever that is. I think like whatever our life was on earth, there's something more beyond, because there's no way that we have these such special things in our life that
Exactly.
give us so much love and give us so much light, and but also give us so much hardship, and also give us so much like like trauma.
Yeah.
All of those things I feel like are from something from above. It's all to test, like, to test your soul. Like, I think after every like traumatic thing or hard thing that happens in life now, I think having those hard experiences really give you like the lessons and the strength to be able to combat whatever's coming next. Because
Yeah.
I think like I know that you can relate on this level. Like, after losing your mom,
Right.
like you have to like kick into gear and find
Some strength.
strength,
To keep-
find some strength,
yeah.
find some meaning in your life. And I think death really does
It's like
push
a wake
you.
up call.
It does.
And
it does.
lets you know like
Yeah.
that.
And I think it can either like you either sink or swim. Like, I
Yeah.
think death and losing somebody, or like losing a job that you really wanted, or losing your dreams, or losing a boyfriend or girlfriend, like, it can feel like the end of the world, and
Of course.
it can take you down. It can really
Yes.
make you feel like you're nothing, and make you feel like you don't deserve anything anymore. And I think what I've learned as I've gotten older is like, you have to let something like death or like things exiting your life as just moving on. You're moving on to a new chapter of your life.
Like life's a book, you know?
It is, yeah.
And so every chapter.
When one chapter ends, another one starts.
Exactly.
That is very true. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, do you want to talk about what's one of the hardest things that you've overcome in your life?
Let me think. I think there's definitely a lot that I've had to overcome. But I have also had, like, a very sheltered life, I think, for the most part. I think I don't have a lot of problems that other people have had. Like, I've just, with my family, like, I never really had to worry about, like, finances. Like, I never had to worry, like, if, like, I was going to have dinner that night, or, like, I never had those issues. So I hate to be like, I had so many issues growing up.
Right.
Like, but I think having to, we're going to bring it up again, being gay. I think that was a hard thing for me to, like, push past, because I was getting so much pushback from so many different aspects. It was like, I had lost a whole friend group to them finding out. I felt like I was losing my parents,
Yeah.
telling them. Thank God my siblings were really supportive of me, and
Yeah.
really were like, you don't have to worry about that with us. Like, we're here to support you. And like,
Aww,
yeah,
I love
like,
that.
yeah, all three of them are like so amazing. And of course I had like my, like, the true friends that I have now and that I've had for a long time. Like, they've always been really supportive about it. But I think when you have like those kind of like extremes of like people really supporting you and people really like not supporting you, I think it was really hard on like my mental health, because it was like like, I'm a family person. I'm a huge family person. My family comes first when it comes to anything.
Yeah.
And that's just that's how I grew up. And I think when I wasn't getting the support from my parents in that aspect, it felt like that was also affecting how they supported me in other things. I think I definitely felt singled out by them when that was going on, I felt like they were harder on me than they were on my other siblings because of it. And I think...
All right. So what do you think about heartbreak? What's your story on that?
I think I have a lot of thoughts, actually. You know, I've had to go through it, I think, twice. Because, as we were saying before, when I had my first boy... When I met my boyfriend junior year, when I was 16, my parents made me break up with him. So, I had, like, already fallen in love, you know, like...
Yeah.
Everything was already kind of, like, set in stone. And then I had to break up with him. And that was a lot. I had to do it on the first day of senior year. Because my parents also, they took my phone away for the whole semester, for the whole summer and the whole semester. So I couldn't contact anybody. I couldn't tell him what was going on.
Yeah.
So he was just, like, in the dark, like, had no clue what was going on.
Right.
I was just not texting him. And so when that happened, like, when we first broke up, that was, like, a huge, like, I was devastated. Like, I think I definitely, that whole summer before we actually broke up, like, and I wasn't able to see him and everything, I think I was already kind of, like, dealing with the breakup, because I knew that I was gonna have to break up with him.
Right.
Like, that, I already knew that was coming. So I think I had time to process it a little bit before it happened. So I think when it happened, I wasn't, like, as devastated. But I remember going my whole senior year just being like, I want to be with him. Like, this is the person that I fell in love with. This is the person that, like, I want to be with. And it wasn't until, it was funny, he reached out to me, like, towards the end of senior year. He just, like, texted me, hey. And I remember being like, oh my god. I still vividly remember this. I was on my way home from a soccer tournament. My mom's driving and I'm in the passenger seat, and I get that message and I'm like, do I open this, like, can of worms again, you know? Because I was like I still loved him. Like, I was still, like, you know, like, that didn't go away.
Right.
So I was like, okay, fuck it. Like, I'll text him back. So
yeah,
we did. I ended up texting him back, and then we ended up getting together. And that was the very end of senior year. And we were together up until February of this year. So that was, like, almost 6 years
it's a long
of
time.
being in a relationship. Yeah. And that's, like, not counting the, like, 4 or 5 months that we were together before then.
Right.
So, like, we first fell in love junior year of high school. Like, even though we were, like, by the book together for almost 6 years, we were together for, we had been off and on, not off and on, we were only off for one point. But that was, like, coming on 8 years that I had, like, known him, been with him.
Right.
So it was, like, dealing with him not being in my life, I think, was a huge, like, it was just a huge wake-up call. It was like, oh, wow, I gave my everything to this person, and then now there's nothing to give. And I think having to go through that was definitely devastating, because I thought that he was my forever, you know? I thought that he was the one. I thought that I was never gonna have to, like, I never had to date. I had a body count of 1. I had only been in love with one guy, and it was him. I'd only been, like, really dating and with somebody with him. So
yeah,
it was like, I think I definitely had, like, rose-colored glasses, maybe, during the whole relationship, because I was like, you know, like, yeah, this is my guy. This is who I'm gonna be with forever. And I think going through so much in my life while we were together, and him being there for me, you know, him, like, supporting me, and him being the shoulder I could cry on, you know, when me and my parents weren't getting along, when like, when I was when I had lost my friends because I was now dating him. Like, that's how I lost a lot of my friends, was because I wanted to be with him.
Right.
I wanted to have a boyfriend, and that couldn't happen if I was friends with them. So he saw me through a lot of stages of my life, a lot of stages of my like early adulthood, and I think I had just like such a like codependency
Mm-hmm.
to him. I think our relationship was so stable and it was so like mundane, it was so comfortable that like when everything got, you know, like when all the shit started happening, it was like I felt so blindsided. I was like, why is this happening to me? I haven't done anything to you. I've been in it 100% this whole time. Like, why is this happening? And it's all because somebody can't keep their thing in their pants.
So he cheated.
Yeah. And
With a girl.
With a girl. But we don't even need to get
we
into
don't
that.
Judge, we don't judge.
We don't judge. But like that totally rocked my world.
Right.
Everything totally got turned upside down. It was like for the past it happened 4 years prior, and I only found out like 7 months ago. And so I was like, so for the past few years, like, you've been lying to me, you've been keeping this from me, you've been dishonest with me, because I was under the impression that, you know, we were each other's only one. We were each other's ride or dies till the end, and that we weren't ever going to do anything to mess that up.
Right.
Like, you know, I think we all have intrusive thoughts, but it's like when you're committed to somebody and you are choosing somebody to spend your life with, you don't like choose that situation to happen. I don't care if you're drunk, I don't care if you're high, I don't care what the situation is. Like, especially with me, I'm not the person to do that to. I'm there for you. Like, I am that person to be your number one person and give you everything that you need, because that's what I want to do when I'm in a relationship. I want to commit. I love commitment.
Right.
I love monogamy. I like to have one person. So when I found out that he wasn't doing the same, when that wasn't the case, it was like, this is interesting, because I think it really made like the heartbreak process a lot different. Because so I found out, he told me this information that he had cheated on me the last day of August last year, and we didn't break up until February of this year. So it was a good 4 or 5 months of me staying in the relationship and trying to figure it out.
Right.
Because he was like the love of my life, like the only person that I've ever been with. So I really wanted to make it work. I wanted to see if I could push past that, because of how much I loved him, because of our connection, because of how much he's been there for me, because of everything, you know.
Yeah.
I really wanted to make it work. And what I realized is that my heart was way too broken to be able to be healed while in a relationship. I think I've done the most healing I've done since I've been out of the relationship. I think I definitely got to, like, in those few months, I got to definitely at least process it a little bit and be like, okay, this is my life, you know, like, this is reality. This is what's happening to me right now in this moment. This is going to be my journey. This is going to be something that I'm going to have to go through.
Right.
And the one thing that I do regret is, and it's like not really regret, but it's more of a like, I had wished that more people had known what I was going through during that time, because I think it would have helped me like deal with my like thoughts better and help me, you know, like maybe articulate what I was feeling better. But like nobody knew what I was going through. Only like 1 or 2 people knew exactly what I was going through. Like my best friend Michaela didn't even know what I was going through in that time. You didn't know.
No,
you didn't know
I didn't know.
You had no clue. Well, you had.
Eventually, I had like an intuition.
You had an intuition. I was hugging you. I was hugging you a lot more.
I was like, "Are you okay?" You're like,
I wasn't. I
no.
wasn't okay. I wasn't.
Yeah, I knew something was off when you started hugging me like extra. Because I mean, we always hug, but just like extra. And
it was like,
something's up with this guy.
Something's off with him. And it was because like I don't know. I really thought that I was gonna be able to like push past this.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought this because I'm the person that's like if I get cheated on, like I like that is a no-go for me. Like I can't be with somebody that would do that. And then but then when it happened to me, it was like, oh fuck. Like what am I going to do, because I love this person and I really want to be with them and I really want to see the best in them. I really want to push through for them. But what I realized is that it is a no go for me. Like I think with my trust issues, I think I've been like done wrong enough and been lied to enough or been like given the wrong impression by people enough that like I can't deal with that. I can't deal with somebody that's gonna like that I always have to fear that they might be lying to me. I can't have that fear, especially in a relationship where I'm looking for strength and I'm looking for groundedness and I'm looking for that type of connection, because that's what we can maybe talk about astrology later, but my Venus is in Taurus, and Venus is the planet of love and relationships, and it being in Taurus is I love honesty, trust, being grounded. That's what I seek in a romantic like relationship. I want to feel like I can come to this person with anything. I want to feel like I can like trust you with everything. And that totally wasn't the case at the end of our relationship, and that's where I was like, oh, this isn't serving me anymore. Like as much as I'm gonna be heartbroken about this and as much as it's gonna hurt, it's something that just needs to happen, because with my personality type and with the way that I work and the way that I want to give myself in a relationship, I cannot be dealing with that. I cannot be dealing with like dishonesty and or sneaking or like he was hiding that from me for 4 years. And it just gave me an ick. It gave me the ick. That's what it did. It gave me the ick, and it was like, oof, like I don't think I can be with somebody like this. And I think that definitely everything that I've just said, like the way that it all went about, like I think it did help in the heartbreak process. I think I didn't really like I wasn't like super depressed for a long time. I think I was really angry for a long time. I think that's how I dealt with a lot of the heartbreak, was like I'm pissed off. Like you've wasted the past 6 years of my life. Like you've like that's like this is something that's like you've ruined me. You've ruined my view on love. You've ruined my view on trust. Like how am I supposed to ever come back from this? And I think that's the type of like heartbreak that I was dealing with for the longest time, was like anger. It was like, how could somebody do that to me? Like I gave him everything. I gave him all parts of myself. I gave him more than anybody has ever had of me. Like, and for him to just be able to throw that away, I was just like, ugh, I can't keep giving this to a situation like that. So yeah.
How do you heal? How do you move on? And do you think that certain people come in your life for a reason? Or a season or a lifetime?
I think that with like the healing aspect of it, I think time is the best healer. I think time has really helped me. I think each day that passes without him in my life, I think it makes it a lot easier. I think there's definitely days that are harder than others. There's definitely days where I'm like missing him a lot, or I see something and it reminds me of him. That is the one thing that I struggle with, is everything reminds me of him. I think that's been the hardest part of the healing journey, is like trying to like associate things that I used to associate with him, like not with him, because I have so many memories with him. I have so many like all the clothes that were at my house still, all of the like little things that I still had from him. And I hate to like bring this up, but like in my locker at work, his name tag is still in there. And I feel like it's just hard to let go of some things. I think that's been a lot of my healing process, is like I'm just trying to let go of things. I'm trying to let go of the attachment that I have to certain things, like with music. Oh, that's been...
Yeah, I think that's the hardest thing. When you guys have a song or something reminds you.
Well, and like music was something that really connected both of us. Like we went to a lot of concerts together. That was like one of like the day that he asked me to be his boyfriend, he got me tickets to see Casey Musgraves. So like it was definitely hard, like rewriting my life. And it's still, that's the thing, is healing is a journey. Healing
It
is not a
is.
destination.
It is.
Healing is not something that I'm done with. Like,
No, I don't think any of us are. Healing
no,
is just a journey.
it is a journey. It's definitely something that you work on. It's not something that you work on. It's not something you think about every day, but it's something that's happening every day.
Right.
Whether you think about it or not, it's definitely happening every day. And I think as time moves on, I think I'm healing better. I think I'm maybe allowing myself to like open up more and be more honest with how I'm feeling. Like, and I think definitely trying to find association, like changing the association. Like, he one thing that I've really been struggling with is he was the one that like got me back into Taylor Swift, and now she's she's one of my she's probably my favorite artist, my number one, and like there are just so many songs that remind me of him and have remind me and or like because her like her lyrics are very like she writes like stories, like she's like very storyteller, and she's
Right.
writing about like specific situations that have happened in her life, and so many things just remind me of him and of our situation, and I'm oh my god, like give me a break. Like can I not think about him when this song comes on?
Yeah.
Like come on. But I think it is a reminder every time that happens. It's a reminder that, you know, he was a big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that goes into your next question, where it's like, are people in your life for seasons, lifetimes? Like, I feel like yes, seasons, but they affect us for life.
They do.
They definitely
Everyone that comes
every
in your
relationship
life.
that where you really allow yourself to be vulnerable and you allow yourself to give a big part of yourself away, I think it stays in there for a lifetime. I definitely think that he was supposed to be there for a season. He definitely got me through so much. Like, he was my rock.
Yeah.
He was like, anytime people like you can vouch for me, like anytime like you ask about it, like yeah, we're good, like everything's good, like, you know, like everything was good, everything was so stable until it wasn't, you know, until I found out everything. But like, he was somebody that I could really count on for so much of my life, and he was somebody that I really cared so much about, and somebody that I still care so much about, and I care about his success. I care about, you know, everything about him. So it's like, that'll never go away, I don't think, as much as I hate him and as much as I'm like fuck you, like I want you out of my life and I don't want to ever think about you again. I do also feel that like he is such a special part of me, you know. He's definitely made me into the way that I am. He's definitely influenced a lot of how I am today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would have never met you if it weren't for him.
Right.
I would have never met this girl if it wasn't for my boyfriend. I wouldn't have met so many of the people that I really
Right.
love and I care about because of him. And I think that that's why I'm like, people are like, they come into your life for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
Every
definitely.
single interaction you have, every single relationship that you have, it is happening for a reason. It is something that you have to go through. It's canon. That's what I like to call it. Like, it's a canon event. This was definitely a canon event that I had to go through.
Definitely.
With him, you know, with like him being my partner for so long. Like,
Right.
he was my partner in crime for 6 years. He was the person that I could do everything with. And so I think like in the healing process, it's a lot of just like taking care of myself now. I think I've took care of him for so long. I think I took care of our relationship for so long. I cared about that so much rather than maybe myself and my mental health and how I've like am supposed to like be what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, because like I feel like I've definitely been going through a lot since he's told me like that whole like when he had told me that he had cheated on me. A couple weeks later, my sister tells me that she's pregnant. My younger sister. Like, there is so much that like has happened in my life ever since then, that it's like I've really had to focus on my mental health and focus on myself and make sure that I'm okay before anyone else, because I think for so long, and how my personality type is, I really care about other people, like other people's like how they feel and how they're doing. Like, it's a big like priority for me, especially if I care about you a lot. Like, if I care about you, like I want to like be bringing something into your life. I want to be bringing light into your life. I want to be bringing only good. I don't want to be bringing your life down. And I think like as I've been going through this, it's been hard to be like strong for everybody, you know, because I've had to be strong
But
for
I
myself.
don't think, I think that it's fine that you're not strong all the time. I think
Yeah.
there's times where
And that's what I'm
we're
learning.
not going to be strong, and
Exactly,
you have to
yeah.
just be nicer to yourself, because if you don't take care of you, who's going to take care of you?
Yeah.
And how do you what helps you with your mental health? Like, what gives you peace? What gives you peace in life?
Exactly. Like, I think what I've been realizing is that, like, my relationships really fill me up. Like, I love my friends. My girlfriends that I've had for the past 10 years, like, they fill me up. My people at work, like you, Riley, those people that I really, like, have deep relationships with, like, that's what really fills me up.
Okay, so what helps your mental health? Like, what do you do to keep your...
I feel like one of the biggest things for like how I like de-stress and stuff and how I feel a lot better is music. I'm not very talented musically, but I'm such an appreciator of music that, like, songs with, like, lyrics that really, like, hit me, that's how I feel like I get through so much stuff, is having music. Or, like, I don't know, like, I love watching, like, comedy podcasts that where it's just, like, people talking, like, laughing, like that. Sometimes that's all I need, is just, like, a good laugh, or a good song that's just gonna make me feel better. And honestly, sometimes sad music does it for me too. Like, just, like, being in my feels, like, having, like, actually, like, letting myself feel the emotions. I think that's what really helps me after too, because it's like, okay, I felt those feelings and now I'm feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
I think running really has helped my mental health a lot. Mm-hmm. Working out, just, like, honestly, as I've been, like, going through, like, the aftermath of the breakup, like, running and working out has really been helping me just, like, clear my mind. It helps me just, like, either think about nothing or think about other things that, like, that I want to think about. The outdoors. Mm-hmm. I love just sitting in nature. I think, like, where we live, like, we are so close to nature, and we're so close to so many beautiful things. Like, there's a hike that's, like, I drive 2 minutes up the street, and you hike to the most beautiful, like, stream, and there's nobody there, and you're just in the wilderness. And I think that moments like those, where I really just get to, like, sit in nature, sit in, like, just, like, having my headphones on and just being like, oh, like, this is what brings me peace. So I think, like, the combination of all of it is, like, my favorite. When I, like, get to listen to music, go on my run, be in nature, that's, like, where I'm, like, that's where I really get to, like, de-stress, and my brain gets to, like, kind of, like, declutter everything that may have happened during the day.
So these are kind of like, what's your favorite? So what's your favorite food?
Ooh. So I didn't grow up eating a lot of, like a variety of food. Like, I feel like we kind of ate, like, everybody in my family's kind of picky. Okay. But I'm not.
So what's like your favorite go-to, like, food?
Now, like, as I've gotten older, like, sushi. Okay. Give me some good sushi, or some good, like honestly, Asian is probably, like, my favorite, like, culture food. Right. Like, I love pho, ramen. I love Asian food. Sushi, poke. I could go to town. Don't take me to all-you-can-eat sushi, because I'll eat it all. I'll order, like, 10 rolls.
All right. What's your favorite song?
Favorite song ever?
I mean, you could, like, what's your favorite song right now?
Right now? That's too hard. I could do an all-time favorite. Okay, my all-time favorite is Easy by the Commodores. Okay. It's like, 'cause I'm easy.
That's a good song.
Easy like Sunday morning. I love that song. That song, like, anytime I listen to it, it just, like, it makes me so peaceful. It's something that, like, I love oldies. Like, I'm thinking of, like, the Eagles, like, Fleetwood Mac, all of those, like, old bands. They bring me a lot of nostalgia. So I like nostalgic songs. Okay, who's your favorite artist? I feel like my favorite modern artist is probably Casey Musgraves. Okay. She's on my shirt. That's why I wore her today. But my favorite of, like, all time. Yeah. Is probably. I probably have to say the Eagles. I love the Eagles. What's your favorite movie? La La Land. I love musicals. Your favorite color? Musicals. Green. Like your crystal? Yep, like my crystal. Hematite. and my green eyes.
Yes. Favorite comedian?
My favorite comedians, I really like I grew up watching Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's like he is one of my anything that he's in, I'll watch and I'll probably laugh. But like that's like not actors. Do you know who Whitney Cummings is?
Yes.
I love Whitney Cummings. She's very like her sense of humor is very like kind of like cut to the like it's very like brutally honest, and I like that type of humor.
This is a segment called Would You Rather. Drink coffee or drink tea?
Tea.
Sleep in late or wake up early?
Sleeping late.
Red or white wine?
White in the summer, red in the winter.
Watch a movie or read a book?
Read a book.
Cook dinner or dine out?
Dine out.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Live in the country, live in the city?
Country.
Stay home or go out?
Stay home.
Beach or mountain?
Mountains.
Museum dates or picnic dates?
Picnic.
Sushi or pasta?
Sushi.
Travel the world or explore locally?
Travel the world. Travel the world.
Shop at the grocery store or at the farmer's market?
Grocery store.
Romantic or scary movie?
Scary.
Jack of all trades or a master of one?
Jack of all trades.
Summer or winter?
I think summer.
Okay, and what's something or how have I positively impacted your life?
Well, we met through work. Our favorite place in the world.
Okay.
And we've been working together for like 4 years now.
Yes.
And I think what you've brought most to my life is definitely how to like persevere through the tough times. You know, I think when I first met you, like I think it was within the first year that I met you, your mom had passed, and
Right.
It was like I knew you before that happened, and I knew you after too. And I think the way that you've like carried yourself and the way you've had to push through everything that you've gone through and how you've come out better on the other side and not let, you know, your sadness or everything that you were going through like take over you. I think I look up to you so much in that way because, you know, I've gone through so much too, like rough in life, and it is hard to see the light and to see the your future, but you've definitely shown me that even through what you're going through, everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna work out the way that it needs to. Everything's happening for a reason.
Yes.
And I think you've definitely let me see the light in a dark time, because we've both gone through
Yes.
dark times together.
Definitely.
So like you've seen me in the dark, I've seen you in the dark, and I think we definitely just bring the light out of each other, and I really appreciate meeting you.
Oh, I appreciate you in my life, and you're a bright light in my life, and I feel like every time you walk into a room, you smile, you want everyone to be happy, and there's just something about you that's just so like magnetic that when you see your smile is like I want to smile. And sometimes we're not feeling the greatest,
No.
and life isn't always easy,
Yeah.
and we all go through struggles and
Yeah.
whatever we're going through, and sometimes like when I see you and you like smile, you give me a hug, and I'm just like, oh, it's nice to have that, you know?
Yeah.
Because we all need a hug, we all need a
We
smile.
do. We do.
We all
no
need
matter
that
what we're going
friend.
through, because you know, as you say that, it's like you say I'm always smiling and stuff, but it's like that's like I still got everything that I have
Yeah.
going on inside of me, but you know, it is about finding the smile through the tough times.
Yeah.
And I think we've both shown each other that.
And we're
that
here
you can do
for
both.
a short time, not a long time, and
Mhm.
enjoy the people that are in it. And I
Mhm.
appreciate you a lot. And just know that when we do pass, like if you what do you want people to remember you by?
I think exactly what you said. I think just like always giving kindness, like no matter what like you're going through. I think that it's so easy to be mean and so easy to be sad and so easy to do all of those things and make other people's lives miserable because of your sadness. But I think what I would want people to like remember me by and be like, oh, like I think I would want them to be like, oh, he was so like he was kind. He was somebody that always wanted like to bring other people happiness. Like I feel like that's something that I definitely want people to leave, like, after knowing me. Even if you only know me for a short period of time, I hope that
Yeah.
the impact that I have is that, like, I brought some sort of kindness or some sort of, like, joy into your life. Because I think, yeah, life is too short to be sad about things. I think it's harder to be, like, happy about things and always have a smile on your face, but I think that that's what I want to do with my life, is no matter what I'm going through, like, persevere and make sure that I'm impacting people's lives in a positive way.
And I've learned, like, this year to be, like, more grateful in what I have,
Mm-hmm.
because your whole life can switch over
Oh, yeah.
in a minute.
Yeah.
And
It does.
and
It does
it's,
do it.
yeah,
That does happen.
yeah, it does. And
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if you're just grateful for what you have, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people want what you have. Like, there's
Yeah.
people that don't have a car, that don't have a
Mm-hmm.
job, that
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatever the case may be. And I feel like for me, what has helped me is, like, comedy, music, and that
Mm-hmm.
helps with, like, your nervous system, that I just
Mm-hmm.
found out,
Yep.
which that makes sense because you're
Yep.
laughing.
And doing that stuff with friends, doing that
Oh yeah,
with people that you
stress
really
reliever
like.
for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else you want to say before we go?
I
Thank you
don't
for being on the
know.
pod.
Thank you for having me. I feel like this is the first of many, hopefully.
Exactly.
I think this is just a little icebreaker
Yeah.
to, you guys get to know a little bit more about me and my journey. But no, we'll do some fun. I think we'll do some fun episodes where we talk about some fun things. I know this one may have been a little bit heavy, but trust, this is what we want to talk about.
Yeah,
This is what we like
exactly.
talking about. We like getting deep. We don't like to be superficial.
No.
We like to.
We don't like small talk. We like to
No.
get into deep conversations
Yeah.
about life.
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
And all right. Well, thank you guys, and thank you for coming.
Of course.
All right. Bye.